Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here, back with a kind of a special video. Today's video I'm going to show you a workflow video. So it's pretty much going to be like a speed drawing, but I'm going to just go over and explain kind of like the process of why the way I draw things. And today's video is going to be on treasure hunting Knuckles. I actually do have a how to draw video on this treasure hunting Knuckles. So if you want to know how to draw this one specifically, you could just go on my how to draw playlist. And yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you like a speed drawing video of me drawing this all out. And it's going to be, I think it took me like an hour and a half, but it's just sped up to like 11 minutes. So, and I'm just going to do a nice little voiceover of me just talking, just kind of talking about the process of how like I went about doing this. And this is usually the process that I do for all like my character drawing, especially Sonic characters. So, without further ado, guys, enjoy the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share it. Really helps me out. And I will, get on with the video. So, anyway, guys, let's get ready. Alright, guys, so we're starting here. As you can see, I have the pre-drawn, Knuckles already done right here. That's usually the way I like to work, is I actually don't like drawing in like on my tablet itself. I usually draw on a piece of paper and then scan it in and then put it into Paint Tool Sai here. So I did that, and if you guys want to know how to draw this Knuckles in particular, I do have a how to draw video of them. It is up on the playlist. But as you can see here, what I'm doing is just doing the basic line work. I have a nice little ink pen that I'm using. I call it a ink anime because it's really good for anime. So I'm using that. I have it on a 16 point and it has really good line weight. This is why I really like using this pen. And yeah, and if you notice in the very beginning, I actually made the background gray, because when you open up any file in Sai, it has a white background, and I make it a neutral gray. And the reason for that is one, it lets you see the colors better, because like when you're like drawing on like a white background, white's the lightest you can get, so it actually does throw off the colors that you're using. So if you use a neutral gray like I have in the background here, you actually see the colors in a like a better like in a better comparison to the background. So that, and also second reason, it's better on your eyes, because like it actually makes the screen a little bit dimmer looking at the gray. And yeah, so it helps with your eyes. And now what I'm doing here is I am putting in just a little bit of it's not shadow, but I'm just kind of darkening some spots in the line work, just to kind of make it a little bit better, make it pop out, give it a little bit more weight. And again, it's very subtle. I'm not doing it all over the place. It's just in a very select few spots. I'm just kind of making the line thicker. And basically, I'm just using a normal black and just going in, and I'm going to merge these two layers, which I just did right there. And now I'm just pulling from the reference that I used, the base colors, just so I get the colors right. And this part of the process, I think it's kind of unique to mine. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people tackling colors in a different way. But what I like to do here is when I get to the dropping in the flat color stage, like right here, I actually make a folder. And then in that folder, every time I use a new color, I make a new layer. So I know a lot of people don't, I had a couple art teachers that say like, oh, you shouldn't use that many layers and that's really a bad thing, blah, blah, blah. But what I like doing here is I like having every color as its own separate layer so I can control it better. And you'll see why a little bit later on, because what we're going to do is we're going to merge the group to make all the colors one layer, and then we'll do our shading off that. But why I like having them individually is because it's easier to control. Like if I need to go change a color, all I need to do is go back to the layer that has, or the folder that has all the color layers, adjust that one color, and then merge it again, and then just put the shading on top of it. So I like it because it's non-destructive. And here I'm adding like the white and then the eyes, and For this piece in particular, and what I actually usually like doing, is I actually make the white of the eyes, and in this case, the silver metal, I take them out of the colors folder, because I want to treat them differently from all the other colors. But now what I did here is I merged the colors layer, the colors folder. I made a copy of it and then merged it, so I have two of them, just so I have to go back. And now what I did is I took like kind of like a purplish reddish color, and I set it to 65% and put it on multiply. And now what I do with this is create a clipping mask over the colors, the color layer I have, and I just do all the initial shading like this. And what I'm gonna do later, after we're all done cleaning up all like the shadow shapes here, I'm actually going to unclip the layer and then erase all the outline outside of it and make sure the shading is on its own layer. And the reason for this, you'll see in a minute when I'm done doing all the shadow shapes. But this is super easy. Again, it's just you create a clipping mask over the base colors layer and just kind of just draw it all in here. So yeah, now I'm just cutting out some shapes. See, I like doing this where I'm like erasing kind of like the outline of it, like on the edge. It actually makes it look like it's kind of like reflecting light. So that's the reason why I do this. And it gives it like a nice little effect, really. We're gonna enhance it later with when I do the highlight light. And now, yeah, and you'll see why when, in a minute when we get to, why we need to make this a separate layer from the, or just make it a layer by itself. So here it is. Here's where I, just kind of erase all the, excess around the shading layer that went outside the clipping mask. And now I create a new layer and then clip it to the shading. And basically and I set it to shade, I believe, and I use a slightly darker color. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of highlighting the outlines of the shadow shapes here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend it in right now. And what it does is it gives it the shadow this nice like gradient look to it, and really makes the shadows pop. So I highly recommend doing this. It's super easy to do, and you don't have to be like super exact with it either, since you're blending it in a lot, so you can be a little bit messy. But overall, this is a really great tip that I found out actually not too long ago. But I've been using it ever since. It's so handy. It's such a nice style to it. So now that's good, and now this is where I separate the white of the eyes and the metal, just because like I wanted to handle it differently. So basically for the white of the eyes, I just bring in a bunch of grays. I start real light, then go darker and then darker, and it gives it a nice nice shade to it, and I kind of blend everything in. That's for all the white. And then I also handle the eyes too, kind of the same way. I start with like a multiply layer for the pupil, and then I go in and start with a lighter color and just kind of shade it in, still on multiply. I actually use a lot of layers for the eyes, just because, I don't know, I always do. And now this is using some light, so a very light color. I believe I put it on screen. And just blend it in there, and then some light reflections with the white. And now this is where I handle the, just all like the metal that he had on his belt. So I do a really, just use a white reflection on a lot of it. And then now I clean it up. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a darker gray, and just kind of, very similar to what I did with the eyes, but just kind of shade like right around where the white is. So right there, there. So anywhere there's like white, I kind of put it against it. and then I just blur it in. Very simple, not too hard. And the next step after this, there we go. The next step after this, I believe I start adding the highlight. So basically I select the colors layer. So I select everything in it, and then I use this very bright like neon blue. And this is gonna be all like the reflected light. So it just goes around basically all the edges really. And then I clean it up with the eraser tool, just make it nice and clean, so it's not all, I don't know, lumpy. So you get nice fine lines. But it doesn't really matter all too much because we're gonna blend it in a lot. And you can actually see right now as it's like zooming out, it's like, it does really look like it's like lighting up the piece. And again, very simple, just taking a blending brush and just blending it all in there. And I believe I have this just on normal too. There's no like special, but you can see it really lights up the layer. And I'll lower the opacity on it when it's done, because it is a little bit too bright. Yeah, here's where I lower the opacity. And just do a little cleanup on it. Well, I actually do believe I put it on lumosity. And here's where I just put a basic texture. I usually like using a paper texture, just to kind of make it a little bit rougher. And I just add a little bit more highlights here. And now I'm gonna pull it into Photoshop. And here in Photoshop, I basically just duplicate the line layer and add a Ganesha blur onto it. And then I merge all the layers and basically just add an effect to it, like a stroke effect. But that is pretty much the workflow. So anyway, guys, enjoy the end slate of the video. Alright guys, so that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't blabble on too much and you guys could kind of understand the sped up workflow that I did. It's actually pretty simple. It's basically just like line work, then just dropping in base color, merging some layers, doing a shading over it, then pulling into Photoshop and just kind of putting Ganesha blur on the lines, and then just a couple little effects. So yeah, honestly, it's not hard. It's actually pretty simple, but if you guys ever want me to make a video like explaining it in depth, instead of just doing this quick like speed drawing type video, I'd be more than happy to do it if you guys are interested, you really want to know, or if you have like interest in like what brushes or whatever I used for the video, I can make a video on that. But you guys have to let me know. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more of these kind of like drawing videos-esque things, tutorials, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's just a workflow video, really. So yeah, anyway, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It really helps me out. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm going to start streaming soon, so you could follow me on Twitch. It's all Shin0525 on all of them. I also have a DeviantArt, things like that. But anyway, guys, remember to subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you watching it. And enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time. Bye-bye.